Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. Today I'm reviewing a rollerball pen from Gravitas Pens. It is this, the Gravitas Twist. Gravitas Pens is run by Ben Walsh of Ben Walsh Design, an Irish designer, and he designs these pens. As I said, this is a rollerball. So I'm going to go over the parts and features of this, do a writing sample, and then of course talk about some pros and cons. Now I have reviewed a Gravitas Pens, the Gravitas fountain pen, the Skittle, and an earlier version of that, and I think Ben does amazing things with design. I think he incorporates a lot of elements that, while may not be entirely new on their own, it's the combination of those elements in one item that makes these kind of cool. Firstly, with the packaging, this is how the pen comes packaged. It's custom, or in a packaging like this. Custom packaging, there with the Gravitas Pens logo there on the bottom of it. Simple cardboard packaging, but keeps the pen really safe and really nice to, to get a pen that is in nice packaging, of course. It makes it kind of nice to open up. The pen itself is, as I said, a rollerball, and it's called the Twist because you twist the end to produce the rollerball tip there. Now, the refill for this pen is the Schmidt P8127 refill, which I will show you in just a second. You access that by just turning the end of the pen there. There's a lot of good threads here, very secure, well machined. Then out comes the capping mechanism, and then we get the refill. So you can see it's the Schmidt capless system P8127 there, and it says on there 1 year cap off time. So the idea of that being is, of course, because this is a capless twist pen, is that you can you get good lifetime on the refill, and I think it's a really nice refill to write with as well. So that is where it's accessed. If we go run down from the body of the pen, we get a peaked finial there, which I think is rather nice. The pen sort of swells out, and that is the line for the turning knob there. You get the little Gravitas Pens logo, which I think is rather cool. The pen swells out, the body generally sort of swells out and then tapers right down to the end, of course, where the ball comes from. If I turn the pen side on there, you can see that the pen kind of swells out in the body in general, but it's got this one flat surface there, which works both as an anti-roll. Your pen's not going to roll away, but also when you're holding the pen, it gives you a nice place to rest your thumb to give you good purchase on the pen. This is like I suppose a sort of a it's a bead blasted aluminium finish, and this is the silver. It also comes in, I think, a really very cool looking black pen as well, and it's smooth but not slippery, and of course this bead blasted finish is going to stop the pen from being like a fingerprint magnet as well, which I think is very, very good. Let's show a couple of comparisons now. So firstly, just a really very basic comparison. The Zebra Sarasa clip pen, you may be familiar with that, so it gives you a decent sense of the size of the Twist. And then a couple of other pens I wanted to show were Twist pens. One ballpoint here, the Faber-Castell Hexo, which has, once again, so that twist mechanism on the end there. And then one that we're all going to be familiar with, of course, is the Retro 51 Rollerball, which is a little shorter, but they feature that sort of tapered down body towards the ball there, which I find to be really very, very comfortable and nice to use. If you hold these pens sort of slightly further back, it gives you a really lovely distance between your fingers and the if I turn that out, your fingers and the page as you're writing. If you choke down on it, you're getting a little bit closer and it's very narrow. So holding back on a comfortable position does give you a nice sort of place to hold the pen. In terms of size of the Twist, it is 141 millimeters. So it's a good length pen. It feels nice in the hand, and it weighs 34 grams. So it has a pretty hefty weight to it, so you do feel like you've got something nice in your hand there. The widest point of the pen is 14 millimeters, so it's never sort of too bulky either, and will fit in most pen cases, of course. The Gravitas Pens Twist Rollerball retails for €65 on the Gravitas Pens website. Now, converting that just as a straight dollar for dollar conversion, in the US, that's about $77. And in Australia, about 101. That is as I recorded this video. So it's not a particularly cheap rollerball pen, but I think a lot has gone into the design of this pen and into the manufacturing. It is precision manufacturing. Like you saw with those threads, like it's all down to, you know, sort of nano measurements, and it's just beautifully made. The finish is lovely. It's, you know, this has been carried for a few days, and used it. I've used this actually at my work, and it shows no sign of wear at all. You know, and that's been in my pocket, you know, and at one point I think it was actually next to my keys. It doesn't show anywhere. It's a resilient finish, and I think it's got a really lovely look and feel in the hand when you're writing. Okay, let's slip the writing sample in here. So this is the Gravitas Pens Twist, designed by Ben Walsh, and who is, you know, very engaged in pen design and development, which I really, really love. And as I said, this takes a Schmidt P8127 refill. Okay, so you can see it lays down a very nice, consistent line. It's not, I wouldn't say it's super wet for a rollerball, but, you know, it's putting down a nice amount of ink, and I think it's a nice, rich black, and it's nice. It's just a beautiful, simple refill. Schmidt do really great things with their refills, you know, so what more could you ask for? So let's talk a couple of pros and cons. Now, a con for this pen, I said this pen's not slippery, and it's not slippery. But because it is tapered, if you have sweaty hands, it's not a textured surface so much as it's just not slippery. So if you have sweaty hands with that taper, this metal finish may get a little slippery for you. But for me, I find it okay. The pros far outweigh the cons on a pen like this. You could probably say that to a degree, the cost of this pen is a con, but in saying that, I think you are getting, as I said, quite a lot for your money. The design, it's beautiful. It incorporates a lot of really lovely features from, you know, Ben has done a lot of research and work in what, you know, is successful in other pen designs and in other manufacturers, and has incorporated successful elements to create his own pen, and this is very much his own pen. I like that design, and I like that anti-roll face on it, so that it won't go anywhere, but it is also very, you know, nice place to hold it. Another big pro for this pen is the refill. The Schmidt P8127 refill, rollerball refill, is really nice. As you saw, like, it writes beautifully, it writes smoothly, and it's, you know, there are other refills that are similar size, so if you've got other brands, you could, you know, put them in there without any problem. Another thing I love about the Gravitas pens is the minimal branding. You just get that logo, and it's a nice logo, but it's also subtly printed, and so I'm a big fan of that. The last thing I want to say is that the twist mechanism is really nice. It's smooth, it's secure, you feel it lock in, retracting it, it's very sort of sharp, it's nice. And so once again, it's that sort of manufacturing and attention to detail that sets Gravitas pens apart. So I hope you found this video interesting and useful. If you did, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notifications button if you want to stay up to date with the videos that I produce. Please feel free to get in touch using any of the platforms listed below. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at @the_offstage_me, or you can contact me on any of my videos here or drop me an email which is listed down below. If you've got products you think I should be looking at, or if there's a way you'd like to support the channel by sponsoring a review or providing an item for review, like Ben at Gravitas Pens did with this for me, and thank you very much to Ben, I would love to hear from you. In the meantime, enjoy your pens, enjoy writing, and I'll talk to you soon.